Let's learn about how to take notes using a grid system on our paper. So if I'm going to take some notes, what I first need to do is start a new note. So I think it's kind of a weird location, but it's in the upper right hand corner. It's that square that has what looks to be a pencil diagonally to the right. So up in the very top right hand corner. And I click on that and it starts a new note. So now I can type the name of the new note. If I would have a recommendation for you, I would label it with the title of what the notes are going to be. So this today is going to be 2.1 and it's going to be coordinate plane basics. Now what I want to do is I want to actually make this full screen. So I'm going to hit the right above the 2.1, there's those two arrows that are diagonally away from each other. That puts the left-hand side away, and then I can push it again to come back if I need to. All right, so if I want to make this a graph paper instead of just plain paper, I can then go ahead and go to the little share button up in the top right. And then if you see, there's a thing that says lines and grids. So I'm going to click on that and it's going to give me options. So whenever you're doing notes, you can do this. So you can have lines like line paper, or you can have grids. And the grids come in different sizes. So depending on how big you write, you might want to make it bigger or smaller. The smallest one I found is kind of hard for me to write precisely on, just because it's pretty small. So I'm going to do the middle one here, and it's pretty big, but here's the thing is you have an endless supply. Like, we can keep scrolling down and making new ones, so it's really no big deal. So now I'm going to go to markup, and I have my pen here that I'm using, so you can play with that. And now if I want to make a coordinate plane, I'm just going to draw a line straight down here like this. Now here's the downside to using the big plane stuff, is that you can't, you can't make it too big in one fell swoop. So if you want to, I can show you what that looks like. If I do the lines and grids on the smaller end, you have a much more grid space here to make your lines. So now if I go to markup, which is, remember, is the bottom right hand corner, you can now make a bigger one here. So choose your pen first, not your eraser, and you can make a line. Now if you're like me, you're going to see like, oh man, those aren't straight lines, and I'd rather them be straight lines. Well, guess what? You can make straight lines. So watch this. I'm going to erase these two lines, and I'm going to bring up my ruler here. Now, the ruler is going to allow me to make straight lines right against it. Oops. Like this. Okay? So if I undo that first one, so hold it down, and then it'll snap a straight line right against it. So what I need to do is I need to move the ruler to where I want it. So if I use two fingers on the ruler, I can move it where I want to. And now I can make a line this way, turn it 90 degrees, and now draw another one this way. And now I can make it go away, and I have a perfect line set here for my coordinate plane basics. So this is how you will be able to do your notes with a graph page background and be able to make straight lines and things like that. Please note you can also change colors. So if you want to draw a point, you can change colors. You can make a point like this. You can also, by the way, change the size of your pen so that it makes bigger points. That didn't really make that much of a difference, but if you see, like, this line is much bigger than this line. So you can change all those things, and if you need to erase, you can just erase. All right, so use this for your notes. When you're done with your notes, then remember that you're going to export it by saying save to files, and then from files, then you'll be able to upload that into Canvas for your grade for your notes. All right, that's it for your note